And hello, wherever you are in the world, and welcome to this edition of the Nifty Show. I'm Joel Comm, and that guy would be Zach. Hi,
That
Zach.
guy would, in fact, be Zach. Hello, how's it going?
It's every time I say it's you, or you show up, and there you are, and it looks just like you. It's amazing. It's a miraculous thing.
Like clockwork.
Yeah. I'm really excited about our guest today. This is a guy I've been following on the Twitters for quite some time in the NFT space, usually because he has intelligent things to say about NFTs. He's got a YouTube channel. He's been interviewed by Gary Vee, CBC Radio, CoinDesk. He's appeared on Reuters. And I just found out right now, I connected the dots as I looked at his profile on Twitter and saw he is the founder of a project that I am very grateful for called the Metakey. His name is Maddie. He goes by DCLBlogger on the Twitters. Maddie, welcome to the Nifty Show.
Thank you so much. Good to be here, guys.
What does DCL stand for?
DCL, when I made it, I was like a heavy Decentraland land trader, but I put DCL because I was like, oh, well, if Decentraland doesn't make it, then I could just rebrand to decentralized blogger or something. So
Right.
I'll still stick with Decentraland blogger.
Well, you can go with like Degens. I don't know what's DCL stand for. We got to come
I've
up
thought
with.
about it, man. There weren't any good ones.
There's.
Degen is a good start.
I'm going to share with people your project that has me really excited in just a little bit, but maybe first of all, kind of give us your entry point into the NFT world. What happened?
Yeah, sure. So got into crypto in 2017. To me, that was my first sort of exposure to this crypto market, which I didn't really understand. All I sort of saw was cryptocurrency tokens go up and down, and I wanted to be part of it. Looked like a great investment opportunity. Got in, got quite lucky with the 2017 wave going predominantly up in 2017 in crypto. So I got in at early 2017, saw the wave go all the way up, and invested in a few projects. Really felt like an expert, and I knew what I was doing. And then obviously we know what happened in 2018, everything sort of came crumbling down. But all of what happened in 2017 luckily led me to a project called Decentraland, which I really just found because I liked the logo on CoinMarketCap. I remember going there and being like, oh, what's this game sort of logo called Decentraland? It looks fun. Clicked it. Immediately entered into a Discord that people were just buying and selling and flipping land. And I was like, holy hell, what's going on here? People are buying and selling land on blockchain somehow. Anyway, got involved, negotiated. The really cool thing about Decentraland at the time was you could negotiate prices of what you're buying through Discord. You could say, hey, if someone's selling it for 400 or 4,000 mana at the time, you can negotiate it down to 2,300 mana and buy 3 of them at the same time from that person. And, you could kind of negotiate your way to a better price. So did that, flipped a land or two, and then got really hooked and basically traded Decentraland land for 2 years straight. Like, that was my full-time obsession. And then at the same time, we had the art industry growing, and all the avatar industry grew, collectible industry grew in the NFT space, and all these fringe NFT communities started to speak to each other, and we started to connect. And we have 2021 and 2020 where everything just went crazy and everyone met everyone else, and then the space blew up much more higher and quicker than anyone could have predicted. But yeah, started off with Decentraland, but really the good thing about DCL is it's sort of a project that not just DCL, but these metaverse sort of projects like Sandbox, etc., that sort of connect other projects. So I was doing meetups and hosting virtual events and bringing on projects in the NFT space, like a different variety of projects. So I was learning and networking with a lot of people. So that's how I got in.
Yeah, I saw Decentraland pretty early. I picked up this plot, which has been titled Mystery Castle for a long time. And if I look at the price history of it, looks like I picked it up. Oh, I transferred it 2 months ago from another wallet, but I picked it up 2 years ago initially for 13,777 mana, which I guess if I would have held that mana, that mana would have been worth more, huh?
I mean, I don't think many people could have predicted 100x on mana token this quickly. So we're a lot of people in the same boat. But I'm surprised how less the land dropped in mana. Like mana 100x, but land is, it halved. That's okay.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I've got my little umbrella hat. I've got my Decentraland T-shirt. I haven't spent too much time
Mm.
in DCL, to be honest. I kind of feel like none of these so-called
Mm.
verses are
Mm.
quite ready for prime time yet. What
Agreed.
do you think?
Totally agree. I think they're all very experimental right now, figuring out that what's that click that will bring in the masses, right? How do you get the tens of thousands here regularly? I think that's the thing that everyone's trying to figure out.
So, knowing that we don't yet have that kind of adoption and that kind of utility, why do you think people are putting so much value on virtual lands? Typically, you would see this sort of thing attributed to actual real estate.
Yeah, I think the valuations in the NFT space are way out of whack when you compare it to traditional markets, and a lot of it's got to do with the people caliber of investors or that small or medium-sized pool being quite wealthy, and not just wealthy but very easy to spend that money, right? We're all like, a lot of people in the crypto space suddenly went from having maybe a few $1,000s in their crypto holdings to suddenly hundreds of thousands, if not in some cases millions. And then suddenly blockchain and NFTs comes along, where it allows you to spend that crypto without taking it to a bank. There's no loop. It's just straight crypto. You can buy land. You can explore what else blockchain has to offer. You already understand a bit of the value proposition because you're a supporter and your mind is about decentralized, technology. And then it becomes a hobby. So I think it's a weird it's a weird thing to investigate, and probably from the point of view from someone on the outside, it's very weird to put things in US dollars. But you know, blockchain companies and exchanges that have raised tens of millions, made billions of dollars in exchange fees, it makes total sense for them to spend a couple $1 million on land and build their presence. It's great PR for them. It shows that they're tech savvy. They're getting involved in the NFT space. To them, business wise, makes total sense.
I saw somewhere, maybe it was in NFT, one of the daily NFT emails I get, that a big block of land just sold into Decentraland for close to $1 million this week. So there's a lot of
That was
that going
mine
on.
that I sold.
That was yours?
Yeah,
For
I
real?
uh, I I continue my land flipping. So I actually bought that 45 days ago, and I put a tweet out. I bought it for 45 days ago for 450,000 US dollars.
Uh-huh.
I put a bid in, and the guy accepted the bid, and I was like, "Oh, that's great." Because what happens is these estates are hard to move, and rarely does a buyer come in with that much money to buy it off the market. So if you place
Mhm.
a bid on really high valued estate at a decent price, usually you'll get it because the liquidity isn't there. Anyway, I bought and I sold that for I think
That's
930,000
so funny. I had no
after.
idea that that was you. I just saw that
Yeah,
story today. So you doubled your money. Good job.
yeah, yeah. Thanks.
Nicely done. So the project that I discovered that you created, and I saw it right here. I remember being in the Metakey Discord and people saying, mentioning the name Matt or Maddie, but I did not make the connection truly until right before this. Tell people what the Metakey is.
So the Metakey was an idea of, the beautiful thing about blockchain is it's one big, beautiful, happy family ecosystem. Well, sort of a happy family. You got scammers and all that, but apart from them, the blockchain space is something that if you build on blockchain, well, suddenly you're sort of connected in some way to the other apps that are built on blockchain, right? Just like how when you download a MetaMask, you can take that MetaMask across to different MetaMask accepting Web3 projects and integrate or communicate with them in certain ways. So Metakey is an attempt to connect everything. So these keys that you're seeing, we call them the Metakeys. We usually sell them on the primary market for zero point 0.2 Ethereum. We sell them in batches. In between each batches, we kind of wait a very long time and build as much utility and stuff as we can. But if you own any of these keys, then what we do is we knock on the doors or projects come to us and we find a way to integrate the key into whether it be a game in the sandbox or a game in Decentraland or a conference center. Maybe you get special access somewhere. Maybe it'd be our own platform. We've got this thing called the Meta Academy, which you can actually log in using this key. And we've got courses there. I'll be releasing a land flipping course, a land virtual land investing course there. So it's kind of like, okay, NFTs are known for art and the JPEGs, as everyone sort of makes fun of or respects. But here's I wanted to flip it a little bit and say, okay, how do we make something where when you think about NFTs or Metakey, you think about hyper interoperability. You think about this thing working in so many different apps and giving you access in different ways, whether it transforms into a special sword or gives you a 2% stat boost or gives you access to courses. The idea is that in a few years from now, it'll have hundreds and hundreds of things you can do with the Metakey.
Hmm. Well, I bought one of these. I bought this. Let's see. Go back to my history here. I. Oh, how do you see your own history on this particular item?
Oh, it's
Because
tough. Yeah, I think you'll
yeah.
probably have to go to. You'll probably have to click on your activities and hunt it down.
Okay, so I'm not going to do that now, but I purchased this just because I was on OpenSea and I was shopping, and I was like, "Oh, this looks cool." And what you don't know is we've been minting on Wax for
Mhm.
almost 2 years now. We've done over 1.5 million NFTs that we've minted on Wax,
Wow.
and
Yeah.
last year we sold an item called the Nifty Box. We
Mhm.
sold it in fall of 2020, and all of last year, every month, we dropped NFTs to
Mhm.
holders of this membership. So I understood the membership card mentality. And when I
Mhm.
saw this one, I'm like, well, first of all, that looks badass. And I think it was probably zero point 0.2 ETH or something. So I picked one up. And the thing that makes me so grateful is I had no idea who Artifact Studios was at the
Mhm.
time, but they are going on to become a preeminent force to
Mhm.
be reckoned with in the NFT space, and were just purchased by Nike. And having this Metakey gave me the ability to mint one of these CloneXs right here. And this little one gets offers regularly of up to 25 ETH, and she's not going anywhere.
You got a very cool looking one, I have to say.
Yeah,
Do you want to
she's badass.
click on the details, and then you can see what sort of traits and stuff you got? Sorry, not the details, the
Yeah, there you
properties.
go. So she's got a
Murakami.
0.6% jacket, but this is the thing right here that's driving this
Mm.
collection, the
Mhm.
Murakami drip. I don't even know what that means. What does that even mean?
So the Murakami was the artist that they had a collaboration with, and so in 15% of the avatars, there's features from Murakami in the avatars. Now, for your one, I'm actually not sure which one is. Maybe behind the glasses, there's the Murakami eyes or something.
Oh, the really colorful rainbow
Yeah,
like
yeah, I think
ones.
so. I think so. Only because the other stuff here, like the other traits, I'm pretty sure they're not Murakami.
That makes her even more interesting because you
Yeah,
can't see the
but
traits.
also it's just a very cool looking one. Like that hairstyle, I think it's an iconic hairstyle. You got it in black, which is a relatable color. I think it's pretty damn cool, and you got sunnies to make it even more cooler. So it's like I'm
Well,
wearing
I
my
just want
black
to say
sunnies.
thank you because not only did I get that one, but Jack, I don't know if I shared this with you or not, but Artifact is they dropped this, which nobody knows what's in it yet, to everybody who had one of these CloneXs, and it's got the Nike swoosh on it. It is the
An
first
official
item.
Nike swoosh.
Yeah, like what
Isn't
the
that
hell's in
crazy?
this thing?
I don't know. What do you think's in that thing?
I have no idea. Zach, you would appreciate this that the community in Discord, they're putting out puzzles every day, and the community is solving these puzzles together in order to unlock the next puzzle. And at some point, it's going to unlock whatever's inside these boxes for everybody.
That is really cool. But we've been talking a lot about virtual estate that doesn't have a whole lot of application yet, and those really cool generative NFTs that I don't know what the application of those is. But I don't think that you're a champion of blockchain or NFTs just because of their speculative value. So I'd like to take it in that direction and hear more about what you see the real value of NFTs being in the near future.
Mhm. I think it can go many ways. When I see sort of apps that I want to be part of these days, it's sort of what I want to actually use, what I can see myself using, one personally, and two on some sort of mass scale. The one personally is just me kind of playing on Decentraland and seeing what new features they've got and trying to see what this will unlock, etc. The mass scale part is where the Metakey as a company and as a user base, as a people come in, because suddenly things like Sandbox, when I'm buying a land there, and we have one of the largest landbox size land available, if not the largest. And we got some land in Decentraland. And the things that we buy for the Metakey community, we really think about, okay, well, will the community use this? Is there value for us to get this asset and do something with? So we are looking for utility. And for me, what I want to do is sort of connect everything. I want to be able to, the Clonex that we're all holding, it'd be awesome if that Clonex worked in the Sandbox, if it worked in Big Time Studio, if it worked in all these other apps that built, a social presence. And I think even when I was buying art on Nifty Gateway maybe a year and a half ago, I sort of felt I was trying to predict and speculate that, maybe these art pieces will act as tickets or something to music festivals in Decentraland or the virtual space. So I bought like 50 of the weekend NFTs. Yeah, I bought 50 of the weekend NFTs for a few $100s each, thinking, okay, well, maybe one day, a year or two later, they will decide on building a club when NFT utility picks up. So there are art pieces, but I think in some way or form, they'll find their way to having a use case somewhere in the blockchain/metaverse space.
I'm pretty sure you dropped something else to us, a Meta Crew. Is that
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna look and see if that's in my wallet here while you're talking about what that is, because I'm pretty sure I've got those somewhere.
I think I've heard the functionality that you were summarizing with the Metakey somewhere before. That sounds a little familiar. But that seems to me to be indicative of a very positive trend in the NFT space, where a lot more projects are focused on that interoperability and eliminating the sort of separation that comes from each individual blockchain and each individual project being siloed off from the rest of the collective metaverse.
Yeah, exactly. It is exciting to the space that we're moving. It's kind of like a very uncharted territory, and I think that's what excites you as well, Joel, with the Nifty Box and all the sort of projects that you guys have done. It's so like cutting edge. It's fun to explore and in some way pioneer. But the Meta Crew, just to give you guys an example, the Meta Key is an interesting thing. Like when I first thought about it, I just thought about this key that gives you access to the bunch of projects that I was sort of excited about. And then as the community built and PFP projects got popular, we were like, all right, well, this does a really good job of bringing identity to a community, the PFP. So why don't we have our own PFP? So, this took us like 3 to 6 months to design and work out the coding and figure out how to get out there and get the community happier with it and to the point that we're happy with it. But now these are an integral part of what we will be building. Like we're building in-house games. We're connecting up to external games. You'll be able to use these avatars, whether it be 2D or 3D, in those games. And just like Artifact have continued to build utility, we will keep doing that for the Metakey NFTs, which now is the Metakey NFTs and is also the avatars. So yeah, they're all just going to find a way, internal and external utilities in some way, shape, or form in different projects.
These are mine. These are the ones that I ended up minting. I never even checked to see if I had anything particularly
very cool. So
rare.
you got two edition threes.
Yes,
you got one
I have
edition 2 and 2 edition 3s. Yeah,
that is correct. Yes, I also have. I've got those Meta keys here.
Nice.
Yeah, let me.
So the aura, the snapshot we took gives you a glow if you had any of the collector editions 1, 2, and 3.
Oh, that's what that is. Okay. I mean, the artwork on these, this is my favorite, I think, out of the three.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure why my internet is stuttering, probably because we're doing live video at the same time. But you guys,
it's such a good one.
It's so good. Oh, come on, internet! That you could thank Puerto Rico for that.
They're getting glimpses. They can see.
Yeah. If you guys just go to themetakey.com, you can go and view all of these.
Yeah, I remember when Marco Matic got back with us with a concept design, and we were like, "Holy shit! Can you even do that with a key design?" And yeah, man, he totally blew us away with what he made.
Okay, it's playing. Oh, it was playing. I mean, it's like this whole world's coming alive on it.
Yeah,
Are you
and
going to
that sort
keep
of
doing?
inspired. Sorry.
Go ahead. What did it inspire?
No, I was just quickly gonna say that inspired edition 4 design. I'm not sure if you were able to have a look at that
Yep,
one.
I have a 4 as well. There it is. I mean, look at all the activity going on there. It's so cinematic.
It's so cool. It's so cool. It was supposed to show like the connecting of the metaverse. So you got like voxel land, like sandbox or crypto voxel, then you got normal land, and then you got like characters running around. And we want to be like, the Meta crew is trying to be like this interoperable community that is excited about exploring what blockchain has to offer. So edition 4 also blew us away.
Those are actually, pretty low price
Mhm.
considering for somebody that wants to get into the Metakey
Mhm.
universe. I just want to know what the next artifact is.
Yeah. Um, no, it's just we're still working on things internally. We're really, I think we're at a stage right now where we're sort of finding like we had a flurry of new projects come in, and some of them were good, some of them were rug pulls, but I think we're starting to find somewhat of a balance on vetting good projects to partner up with. So should be able to scale that up soon.
Zach, you might also be interested in this. The other thing that they dropped by having an artifact are these pods. I'm looking for the pod here in my
The space
wallet.
pod. I've been buying.
Yeah.
Oh, you got a Australian Open ball. I noticed.
Oh,
It
what?
must have been a wearable. An AO ball. So
Uh,
So the Metakey partnered up with Australian Open, the tennis company.
I'm looking for which item you're talking about.
If you scroll up, you'll see a ball and it
Oh,
says
this right
AO.
here?
Yeah, so that's we dropped wearables from officially licensed Australian Open, so you can actually
Oh,
wear that in Decentraland.
oh, that's how that showed up.
Yeah,
Okay. I mean, stuff pops up in your wallet, and you're like, "How? Where the hell did that come from?" I don't know. Somewhere it came from somewhere.
yeah, I know what you're talking about. The space pods for Artifact as well.
I think I'm just on the wrong wallet. I've got too much. I've been moving my stuff from my uh, regular MetaMask to my Ledger. There you go. There's an artifact space pod right there.
What is that? 1.6 right now, is it?
This was a screenshot, so I'm not
All
sure
right.
what
Okay.
they are right now, but all I know is that I don't know what they're building. I just know that their visions are big, and
Mhm.
Nike owns them now, so they're going to just do it.
It's a good way to put it. I mean, their visions are big. They've got the network. They're probably a couple $100 million stocked in the treasury. They can do anything they want,
Hmm.
basically. Yeah.
Well, you're not doing too bad yourself.
Yeah. Thanks, man. Thanks. We're trying to get along. Making our mark in there.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate you coming on. You guys should follow Maddie at DCLBlogger is the site, and he's got his YouTube channel right here. Just click the red button to subscribe so you can keep up with all of the things. He's got his finger on the pulse of what's happening in the NFT world, and appreciate you coming on today.
No worries, guys. It was a pleasure. Thank you so much. Always happy to talk to fellow NFT obsessed people. It's
Yeah,
always fun.
hang out just a second as we wrap up.
No worries.
Zach, does some of this interoperability make you think about, Draco Dice and
There was a reason why I said that sounded familiar. We're after very much the same vision, but it looks like the Metakey is pursuing a more general metaverse focused angle,
Mhm.
whereas we're focusing on gaming utility very specifically.
Mhm.
Mhm.
There
Nice.
seems potential there on the grounds that those two things are very complementary. So who knows?
Mhm.
Well, we could talk about that offline as we wrap up
Mhm.
the show. Thanks everybody for joining, listening, watching, smelling. If you smell us today, that's good. You can give us a 5-star review for that as well. And Zach, take us home.
Keep it nifty.
Looking
So easy
into
to go
the
home.
future, what do we see? It's lined with digital collectibles, we call them NFTs. Games, trading cards, digital art, and those crypto kitties. Joel and Zach are the hosts, you'll know. Joel and Zach say this will blow. They're locked and loaded, so ready, set, go! It's the Nifty, really kinda spiffy. The Nifty Show.